All right. Hello, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. One quick check for the AV here. Are you guys able to see me and hear me here? Hello. Hello. What's up, folks? Hey, Suraj. Good evening. Can someone confirm with the audio and the video here? Hey, genius boy, Afnan, Suraj. Yes. Good evening, everyone. All right. Let me just welcome you to one other session on practice series here. So I've been doing cat arithmetic slots back in and back out. Uh, we've been doing it every time we meet. And the reason behind doing this arithmetic series over and again, we have talked about it, is to make you understand that there are a set of simple questions that hide inside the bag now. So we usually pick a set of bundle of questions and we think about attacking a bare minimum. So a good spot to begin is always 6 questions, and that's exactly what we do here. We pick 6 questions to make you understand that there are definitely 6 questions no matter how difficult the paper is. Our job is sometimes to get used to the idea of picking the questions and solving them. So without any further ado, let's get started. Let's solve a bunch of questions. And yes, we have picked slot 2 arithmetic from 2023. Now, in case you didn't know, we keep saying 2023 was the worst possible quant paper that we could ever get. It was a nightmare. A lot of people found it difficult. Even experts said that the paper was definitely challenging off the lot. 25 was super boring. 23 was super challenging. I want to pick a bunch of questions and we're going to do it. Same template. I'm going to show you a question. I want you to solve it. In case if you haven't solved 2023 arithmetic slot 2, have a go at it. Look at the question. Same drill. I'm going to give you 4 minutes per question for you to solve, and then I will chime in and we'll solve it and discuss. Right? To begin with, the first question goes over here. Meanwhile, Suraj says, I was doing good in arithmetic but not able to get comfortable with algebra. Suraj, that's a common complaint. No one gets comfortable with algebra from the word go. You might want to get used to it, live there, dwell there, keep solving more and more questions, absorb every idea that you read, and try applying them every now and then to get comfortable. You talk about completion of squares or x plus 1 by x format or maxima minima value of a curve. Sorry, all of these are challenging. I'm not going to deny it. But the thing is, you need to get comfortable. To beat the curve, hang on. Right? Arun says you are not comfortable with formulas. Neither am I, Arun. I hate doing formulas. In case if you ever get to sit in my class, you will notice that I don't deal with formulas either. I don't like it. To memorize them, to remember them, and then to apply them, I don't like it. I stick with the funda part here. I stick with the logic behind a formula, because you know the logic, you can apply it. But if you're not that type of a person, bite your teeth, tell I'm just going to remember it at least for the sake of the test. Keep a notes of all the formulas that you need to know and then get used to it. That's the only way you can get around. Right? So have a look at this question now. If you have any other questions, shoot them. I'll have a look at it. Every now and then we'll discuss that. It's all right, Athav. You're not late. Yeah, you're late. I started ahead of you without you. But then we haven't started solving the questions. Right. We'll do this one now. Simple, elegant question, nothing fancy here. Minu purchases a pair of glasses at 1000 and sells to Kanu at a profit of 20%. The moment I know that from Minu, she bought it at 1000 and then sold it to 20% profit to Kanu, which is 1200, 20% profit. Then Kanu sells it back to Minu at 20% loss. Why is this transaction even happening? Never be Kanu, because she bought it at 1200. Now she sells it at a 20% loss, which means from 1200, 1/5 get reduced, which means 240 gets reduced. So Minu's buying price again is 960. She bought it at 1000, sold it at 1200 and buys it back at 960, right? Now the question is the total profit. There's one more condition. Minu sells the same pair of sunglasses to Tanu. This looks like some weird transaction happening back and forth. Again from here it goes to Tanu, but at what price I don't know. If total profit made by Minu from all her transactions is 500, the percentage of profit made by Minu when she sold the pair of sunglasses to Tanu is what? So she buys it at 1000, she sold it to Kanu for 1200. She has already made a profit of 200 there, but her overall profit is 500. So what does it mean? She needs to make another profit of 300. She buys it back at 960. Buying it at 960, if she makes a profit of 300 again, already 200 from the first transaction, another 300 from the second transaction again, takes it to 500 transaction profit. So 960 bought. If I have to get another 300, it has to be sold at 1260. So from here to here plus 300, from here to here plus 200. So the total profit is 500. That's all. What is the question? Then the percentage of profit made by Minu when she sold the pair of glasses to Tanus. So she sold it to Tanu at 1260. She bought it at 960. Her profit is 300. So profit percentage will be 300 divided by 960 into 100. And we have our answer. Nice, simple, neat. 0, 0 gets cancelled. Cancel both of them in 6. This is 5 times, this is 16 times. I can cancel this again. This will be 4 times, 25 times. 125 by 4. 125 by 4, 120 is 30%. Needs to be close to 30%. 125 is 31.25 percentage. And that's our answer. Clear? Aryan, it's not, yeah, it is B. Yup. Any doubts? Simple idea, nothing fancy. Simple basic idea being plugged in. You look for what transactions are happening back and forth and you are through. She invested 1000, got 1200, 200 profit. She invested 960 and then got again 300. So she will make a total profit of 500. So from 960 to 1260, the profit is 300. Profit percentage will be 31.25. 3 marks in the bag easily. Clear? We'll move on to the next one then. Have a look at the next one. Let's talk. This one's slightly lengthy. Just check for what's happening over here. There's a couple of conditions add-ons. There's a lot of data missing here. Figure out how to write that equation that will take you through. Right. But this one's, as I told you, this one's slightly lengthy, slightly little off-putting, because this is a question where you really don't get much of a data, but then you still say, hey, I want to hang on and get this done. I just want to know if I have sufficient space to do the continuation of the question. No, I don't. So let's Give me a second. I'm quickly gonna add another slide in between. Duplicate this, then we'll come back. Yeah. So now we are good. So let's do this question now. Nice question. Need to deal with a lot of algebra here. But then someone said algebra was challenging. Let's do this. So pipes A and C are filled pipes, while pipe B is a drain pipe of a tank. Pipe B empties the full tank in 1 hour, less than the time taken by pipe A to fill the empty tank. So pipe B, there's a bunch of data given here. If I say A takes A hours, B takes 1 hour less, A minus 1 hours. Pipe B takes 1 hour less to empty the tank than pipe A. When pipes A, B, C are turned on together, the empty tank is filled in 2 hours. So since I'm not getting any values here, the safest bet will obviously be to stick with fractional method to do this. So I'm going to write this as 1 by A minus 1 by A minus 1, because B is a drain pipe. C's value we don't know, so I'm going to call it C hours, plus 1 by C is equal to 1 by 2. Right, we'll keep it as it is. Now it further says if pipes B and C are turned on together when the tank is empty and pipe B is turned off after 1 hour, then pipe C takes another 1 hour and 15 minutes to fill the remaining tank. Now notice this, I have one equation with the two variables. If I get another one equation with the same two variables, we can solve for it. So what does the data say? If pipes B and C are together turned on when the tank is empty and pipe B is turned off after 1 hour, which means pipe C and pipe B were turned on for 1 hour together. So I can write that as minus 1 by A minus 1 plus 1 by C for 1 hour plus another 1 hour 15 minutes of pipe C, and pipe C takes another 1 hour 15 minutes. What is 1 hour 15 minutes? 1 by 4, or I can call it 5/4 of the time. Right? It's going to be 5/4 of the time here. So how do you write it? 1 by C, but usually that's for 1 hour of the time. Here it is 5/4 of the time, or I can write it as 1.25 C is equal to 1 again. This equation will also take it to 1. Aryan is asking why 1 by 2? It takes 2 hours. Wanted to verify. It takes 2 hours. So in 1 hour it will finish half the work, right? If I write this whole into 2, that would have been 1. But it takes 2 hours to get filled, telling me that in 1 hour it will be half the work. I've written it in terms of 1 hour's workload here. Clear, Aryan? Do you still have that doubt? Do you still have that question in your head now? Yes. Now can I write this equation? Notice this is in the form of A and C. This is also in the form of A and C. I can rewrite this in this format and get my value of A or C, whatever is needed. So let's solve for this. So this is 1 by C, that is 1.25 C, or I can write this as 2.25 by C minus 1 by A minus 1 is equal to 1. I don't like having negatives, I'm going to push it over here. So this will become 2.25. I hate having decimals, so I'm going to convert it to a fraction. 2.25 is nothing but 9 by 4. So 9 by 4 C is equal to 1 plus 1 by A minus 1. From here I can say 9 by 4 C is equal to A minus 1 plus 1 by A minus 1. Take LCM. So I'll have 9 by 4 C is equal to, get cancelled, A by A minus 1. Right? Or from here I can say C is equal to, push this over there, 4 by 9 into a by a minus 1. So I have the value of c here. Take this value of c, plug it in over here. I'll get one big equation of a. You don't like it, we know that. But sometimes you understand that, you learn a method, you fix to it, and then probably say, maybe we are not doing this question today. But learning curve, learn how it's done. For all you know, sometimes if nothing goes your way, again, you decide on doing only arithmetic, that's your only solace now. If nothing is going your way, even the lengthy questions come to your aid. So that's the point here, right? So substitute the value of c over here. I'm going to take LCM here as well. This will become a minus 1 minus a divided by a into a minus 1 plus 1 by this value will come. C value is over here. So you put this, it goes to the numerator. That will become 9 into a minus 1 divided by 4a. Am I right? So this entire thing will become 4a by 9 into a minus 1. 9 into a minus 1 goes to the numerator. 4a remains in the denominator, is equal to 1 by 2. Are we good with this step here up until now? Any doubts? Any questions up until here? Anyone, any questions? Now solve for this now. So this and this gets cancelled. So you have 4 here. I just want to quickly go revisit everything. Yikes, give me a second. Oh, wait a minute. C goes here, everything comes here. Oops. There's a math error here. Check this out. C goes here, this comes here. So this implies C is equal to 9 by 4 into a minus 1 by a. Check this out. C is in the denominator. Goes over here, this comes here. 9 into a minus 1 by 4a. So plug it in over here. This will become 4a divided by 9 into a minus 1. I would have made a mistake. Entire calculation would have gone off track here. C goes here, this comes here. C is equal to 9 by 4 into a minus 1 by a. Plug it in over here. This is the equation that you need to solve for. There's an a minus 1 here, there's an a minus 1 here. So you still need an a here. So nothing gets multiplied here. This is minus 1 as it is. But this needs a 9. So 9a into a minus 1. So numerator also gets multiplied by 9. So this is minus 9. Plus here you have 9 into a minus 1. You still need a here. So this will become 4a square by 9a into a minus 1 is equal to 1 by 2. Lengthy process, but again all doable equations. The choice to whether dump it or do it depends on where you stand now, right? So I'll hop on to this, solve for this. You'll get 4a square minus 9 divided by 9a into a minus 1 is equal to 1 by 2. So cross multiply this, you will get a quadratic of a. Two values of a are possible. Let's do this. 8a square minus 18 is equal to 9a square minus 9a. Correct? So push everything to the other side here. So this gets over here. You will have a square minus 9a plus 18 equals to 0. Product is minus 9, sum is plus 18. Sorry, product is plus 18, sum is minus 9. Minus 3 and minus 6 works. A minus 3 into a minus 6 equals to 0. So a is equal to 3 or 6. It can either be 3 hours or 6 hours. Is there anything that we can do to eliminate? Pipe A can fill the empty tank in less than 5 hours, telling me that A is 3. We have our value of A, but still the question is not about A, the question is about C. How do I get the value of C? I know the value of A is 3. We can put it over here in this equation. So you will have C is equal to 9 by 4 times of that 9 by 4 quickly, A minus 1 by A. A value is 3, we know that. So 3 minus 1 by 3, 9 by 4 into 2 by 3, cancel it out 3 times, cancel it out 2 times. We're getting 3 by 2 hours, which is 1.5 hours, 90 minutes. Answer option A. Boring, lengthy, excruciatingly painful. Dump it if you don't have the strength to do this. Do this if you don't have any other questions to solve for. Right? Any doubts? Any questions? Nice and neat solution. Ends up with a nice quadratic. Off the lot, the one thing that I'm happy about is that the equation, the quadratic that you end up with, comes up with nice, beautiful integers. There are options. The other possible way would have been looking into options and solving for it, but lengthy, painful. You have to check for 2 equations and then get it done. Not a best idea to solve for. Right? With that being said, third question. Have a look at the third question now. Let's discuss. Just a skip. Yes. Sarthak, horror question it indeed is. It definitely is a horror question. Go for this. This is a beautiful question. This is definitely doable on the cards. Tons of questions of this format every time I do time, speed, distance. It's a template question. You should have seen this type of question multiple times if you have done time, speed and distance. Let's do this now. Ravi is driving at a speed of 40 km per hour on a road Vijay is 54 meters behind Ravi and driving in the same direction as Ravi. Ashok is driving along the same road from the opposite direction at a speed of 50 km per hour and 25 meters away from Ravi. Nice and neat. So there's a bunch of information given here. So Ravi is here traveling in a direction. Vijay is traveling in the same direction and then Ashok is traveling in the opposite direction. Ravi has a speed of 40 kilometers per hour. Vijay is 54 meters behind Ravi. Ashok is 25 meters away from Ravi. Sorry, 225 meters away from Ravi. Ashok has a speed of 50 kilometers per hour. Nice bunch of data here. What are we getting here? The question is the speed in kilometer per hour about Vijay. At which Vijay should drive so that all three cross each other at the same time. So all of them meet somewhere here exactly. Vijay here, Ravi here, Ashok here at the same time. What should be his speed? Telling me that if Ravi and Ashok are meeting at this point, the first thing that I need to know is how long will they take? What will be their time taken? So distance divided by relative speed. Relative speed here is negative. So S1 minus S2. Sorry, opposite direction. It will be positive. S1 plus S2. Sum of two relative speeds here. So that's 225 divided by, this is 40, this is 50. So relative speed is 90. So 90 kilometer per hour, but you cannot divide as it is. Meters, kilometer per hour. So this will be converted to meters per second. Nice, gets cancelled beautifully 5 times. So 225 by 25 is 9 seconds. Which means Ravi and Ashok will meet in 9 seconds. Telling me that Vijay should overtake or touch Ravi in 9 seconds then. So how will I do that? 54 kilometer per hour divided by S1 minus S2 is equal to 9 seconds. Or S1 minus S2 is equal to 6 seconds. But 40 kilometers is ahead. S1 minus 40 into 5 by 18 is equal to 6. And then you can solve for S1. I'm finding this a little painful to do it this way. That's your conventional way of doing it. Rather, I'm simply saying my 54 by relative speed is equal to 9, or relative speed is going to be 6 meters per second. It's going to be 6 meters per second. That's what I have. Solving for these two, this is what you would get. What is my relative speed is 6 meters per second converted to kilometer per hour now. So what is kilometer per hour? 6 into 18 by 5. 108 by 5 will give me 21.6 kilometer per hour. What do you mean by 21.6 kilometer per hour relative speed? The sum or difference is 21.6. But I know that Vijay is chasing Ravi, telling me that he should be more than Ravi, and it is the difference between them. So Ravi is 40 kilometer per hour, difference is 21.6. Vijay has to be faster. So 40 plus 21.6 is 61.6 kilometers per hour. Answer option D. You can do it either ways. You can also solve it this format. It will also give you the same idea. Nothing fancy. Go around for this. You are through. That's more easy. Find the difference. Relative speed is the difference of the speeds. The difference is 21.6. Vijay is faster than Ravi. So is 21.6 more than Ravi. 40 plus 21.6 is 61.6. Keep your calculation crisp and concise. Don't elaborate. Their elaboration does not matter here. Your value and answer matters. Is that clear? Any doubts? We'll jump on to the next question then. Every time I look at SICI, yeah, you should get excited. The simplest, one simple formula substitution, most of the times it takes you through. So have a crack at this one now. Let's talk. Right. Nice question, but again, a little bit of calculators to be involved if you're comfortable with doing math in your head. Beautiful question to go with. But if not, you might probably have to stick to a calculator to do this. Let's do this question. Arun says A, Atharv says B, Suraj says B, Mohammed Akib, Saqib. Hey, good evening, man. Anil borrows 2 lakhs at an interest of 8% per annum, compounded half yearly. He repays 10,320 at the end of the first year and closes the loan by paying the outstanding amount at the end of the third year. Okay, compounded half yearly, 3 years, one installment after two halves paid, and the total interest paid over 3 years. Total interest, he borrowed 2 lakhs. Find what is the total amount that he repaid. If you find these two, the difference is going to be your interest component. So first 2 lakhs, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 8% per annum, compounded half yearly is 4% per half for 1 year, for 2 halves. So that's 1.04 the whole square. So this is going to be 2 lakhs. 104 is nice. I like doing 1.0816. This would be 4 zeros to 4 zeros gets over. One other zero gets added. 108,160 is 16320. Am I right? 16320, yes. This will be the amount that he needs to repay after 1 year. But the bugger does not do the entire amount. He pays only 10,320 minus 10320. Nice, 320, 320, 000, 602. But I have loved it had this 6 has not also gone. But we'll live with it. 206,000 is the amount that he needs to repay. But this is repaid after the 3rd year, which means he has to repay for 4 more halves. So I will say 206,000 into 1.04 the whole power 4. This is the amount that he needs to repay. Right? Pull out a calculator if you want. A calculator will help because 1.04 the whole power 4 is challenging. I'm gonna go simplified. 206,000 into 1.0816 the whole square. Because square this is what you get over here. We are finding rates. This value is going to be slightly insignificant. If you want, pull out a calculator to get this number over here. It should help you. But I'm going to think about only this part because you square it further, you're going to get more decimals. So 1.08 square is what I'm going to think about. So 206,000 into 1.1664. I'm going to think about 1.1664. Can someone carve out this product alone for me? Someone? Can anyone do it? This is easy with calculator. I'm doing this without a calculator. That's why it's taking time. Pick a calculator. This all gets super easy to go for it. 1.166 1166 into 206. Let's do this alone. 332 2332. Am I right? Someone pull out a calculator to give me the number. Can anyone help me out? Or let me do it myself. So it's going to be 206,000, 1.1664, 240,278, 240,278. Multiplying this. This is the amount that he repays after the 3rd year. But remember, there's another 10,320 that he had already paid. So that's 10,320 already paid. So this is 895,052. 50598 approximately, because we have ruled out a lot of decimals. So 50,000, anything close to 50,000 or more than 50,000 for that fact, needs to be more than 50,000. There's only one option here and I'll choose that. Maybe if you pull out a calculator, do the absolute math, you'll get this. I did an approximation math and this is where I ended up with. This is a dead easy question, deadbeat easy question with the calculator. Pull out a calculator, multiply this by 1.0816, subtract this and then multiply it by 1.04 the power 4, add 10,320, subtract 2 lakhs, all in one calculator, multiple typings, multiple clicks, you will come to the answer. In fact, probably you will get exactly 51311 depending on how many decimals you ignore. If you haven't ignored any decimals, I think this is the accurate answer. Just verify it and let me know. Okay, drop it in the comments if that's the exact value that you will get. Grab this, have a crack at this question with a nice easy question to go around for. Suraj is asking, how do I calculate 1.04 square without a calculator? I have a trick. I'll tell you. There's a secret. But yes, we'll do that. Any number that's more than 100. I have ranges in my head that I work with. If you want to do any number from 100 and above, all numbers work, but you might want to remember a bunch of squares for that. So for example, 107 square, per se, if it's 107 square. So what I do in my head is 107, think what is the deviation of 107 from 100? 7. It is 7 more than 100, right? I think about it as 107 is 7 more than 100. So I'll say 107 plus 7. 7 more. That's why it is plus 7. 107 plus 7 is 114. 7 square is 49. That's my answer. That's what I do. So 104 square, I do the same thing. 104. 104 is 4 more than 100. So plus 4. 108. 4 square is 16. 10816. Arun, exactly. That's 100 plus 7 the whole square formula done without doing a plus b the whole square formula. Look at that. I did not bring in any formula, but still we have our answer. That's my way of doing it. I can square any number without any formulas. I have logics, patterns for it. We'll talk about it some other time. But for starters, yes, that's how I do it. Now that you asked that, Suraj, think what is 93 square then? I'm giving it for you to practice. Think what do I do if it is 93 square? Maybe it's all just the same with a small tweak. Think about it. Now do this question. Raj is asking, please give more such tricks for calculating squares. Every number, any range that you look for, a lot of people use different techniques. This is a technique that does not involve any sort of product. But there's one trick that people say, that's 43 square is 3 square is 9, 4 square is 16, 4 into 3 into 2 is 12, and they do all those ideas, which is 24 and 1849. That's how they do it. Never against any of this idea, but the idea is to solve it quicker and faster. There are a few. Every now and then we'll talk about it. Right, we'll have a look at this question now. So the price of a precious stone is directly proportional to the square of its weight. So the price is directly proportional to the square of the weight. See that as a precious stone weighing 18 units. 18 units is the weight. If she breaks it into 4 pieces with each piece having a distinct integer weight. So the weights are distinct integers. Then the difference between the highest and the lowest possible values of the total price of the 4 pieces. Highest price of the highest total 4 piece price and the lowest total 4 piece price is the difference. Okay, is 2,88,000. Then price of the original precious stone is what? This 18 units can be split for this is the highest, and for the lowest again 18 can be split into some 4 numbers. Now the original price is equal to kW square, removing the proportionality constant, plugging in, removing the proportionality sign, introducing the constant. The weight is 18 units, so P is equal to 18 square K, which is 324 K. We'll stick here, we'll hang on to this. Highest. Now I know when the largest piece has a larger unit, because we are squaring it. Understand that? Bigger my piece, greater my value. Think about this. 1 unit is only 1, but 2 units is 4K. If it is 1 unit, that's 1K. 2 units will become 4K. Square. The price is square the weight. 3 units is 9. So if you want to generate more profit, one of those pieces should be super big. So I'm keeping it all simple. So 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 units and 12 units. Because 12 units will take it to 144. Way too big for us to work. Lowest. When will the lowest happen? When all the pieces are closer to each other. They are similar. So bring them close to each other. So 18 by 4 is 4.5. They all need to be around 4.5, but they have to be distinct. So 4 and 5, 3, 4, 5, 6 works. Alright. You can, if you are not comfortable doing this, carve out every possibility and then see which one gives you the best case and the worst case. Check for both. So the best case here will be 1, 4, 9, 144. 1K, 4K, 9K, 144K. The prices of each unit will be this. Here 9K, 16K, 25K, 36K. So adding all of this, 154, 158K. Adding all of this, 34 and 36 is 70 plus 16 is 86K. So highest is 158K, lowest is 86K. So I'll get 158K minus 86K is 2,88,000. 72K is equal to 2,88,000. I'm happy with the number. 72,288 is exactly 4 times. So K is equal to 4,000. What is the question? Price of the original stone is 324K. 324 into 4,000 into 2 is 648. 648 into 2 is 1296. 1296,000. That's our answer. Clear? Dead easy. I'll be happy to look at this question and then say, hey, I'm poking around this question, spending 3 minutes, getting 3 marks in the back, and then moving on to the next question. Definitely up for the grabs in your very first review. So think, pause, solve, and be good about it. Okay? We'll do one last question. We'll wrap up. Have a look at this question. Beautiful question to go around with. Do it. This is one of those questions that makes you feel good about hanging around and feeling good about it. You look at this question, you know it's a one-step thing. You write it down and it takes you through. It's probably the question will look like 3-4 lines. In reality, the solution is just one step. What does the question say? A container has 40 liters of milk. Then 4 liters are removed from the container and replaced with 4 liters of water. This process of replacing 4 liters of the liquid in the container with an equal volume of water is continued repeatedly. So the replacement is happening repeatedly. The smallest number of times of doing this process, after which volume of the milk in the container becomes less than that of the water. So typically you are starting with 40 liters, removing 4 liters, which is minus 10%. Every time you remove 4 liters from the bag, you are removing 10% of the quantity, replacing it with water. So the 10% of milk that is removed is lost, which means after the first iteration removal it is 36. Again minus 10% takes it to 32.4. Again minus 10% takes it to something. You can keep doing this multiple times to get around it, or in simple words it is simply saying I start with 40 into 90%. Every time you remove 10%, you are ending up with 9/10 of the remaining. The whole parent is less than 20. For equal to 20 is 50%. It has to go less than 20. Water is more than the milk here. Or you can do this as 0.9. The whole parent is less than 0.5. So if you have a calculator, it's a deadbeat easy question. So keep powering n 0.9, 0.9, 0.9, 0.9. How many times do you have to do that? You are through. Yes. So where is this happening? Which value of n takes it less than 0.5? I know 0.9 power 1 is 0.9. 0.9 square is 0.81. 0.9 cube is 0.729. 0.9 power 4 is 0.6561. 0.9 power 5, 0.9 power 6, 729. 700 square is 4900. 729 is definitely more than 0.5. 729 square is definitely exceeding 720.5. My gut feel says 0.9 the whole power 7 is less than 0.5. Can someone verify that? Can someone verify this idea here? I have a gut feeling. I know these four values. I've gotten used to it. 9 power 5 and 9 power 6, I am not sure what these values are. 9 power 5 will be 0.54 something. I can see that very conveniently here. Because it is 0.6 into 0.9, that's 0.5 again. So you're going to the same range again, but not happening. 0.9 power 6, 0.729 the whole square is what is the exact value? Can someone verify that part? I have a gut feeling the answer is 7. I'm going with my gut here to say the answer is 7. I can pull out a calculator. If I pull out a calculator, this gets easy. 0.9 into 0.9 into 0.9. The moment you hit less than 0.5, how many times did you do that? That is your n value. 0.9 power 6 doesn't work for me. So I'm going to go with 7. Intuition. Again, you need to understand this skill comes out of practice. I can do this with a calculator, but I have gotten used to it. So the comfort of numbers is a boon. The moment you hit your numbers, you look at them and then you're saying, hey, I think where this number is going. I can work around this and then straight away say that. I don't know the answer here. I don't know these two values. I'm betting on my gut and saying that 0.9 power 3 the whole square is 0.9 power 6. 0.729 the whole square is definitely more than 0.5. That much I know. From there I'm saying, okay, maybe this is not happening, and then wrapping it up over there. Can someone verify whether it is 7? The 7th time it works. Just to be on the safe side, I could be wrong sometimes. So I'm just going to quickly look at the math here. 0.729 power 2 is 0.531. Yes. Clear with that? So the 7th time, I'm very sure it's going to go less than that. And we have our answer. Any doubts with this? Any questions? Any doubts? Any questions here? Aman says 0.4782. Thank you for the value. I appreciate that. With this, out of the 6 questions that you see here, I am betting on 5 of these questions. Definitely doable in my first review. If I were to take CAT 2023 slot 2, I'm betting on myself saying that I need to get 5 arithmetic questions in the back, and you do have them. And this is not the only arithmetic questions. There were others. I quickly picked the first 6 that I saw and then compiled them to do it here, telling me that minimum 5 questions, 6 questions are there up for the grabs. No matter how pathetically you have been doing, which you shouldn't be, you can always back yourself to say, I'm getting 5. 15 marks. Good spot to begin with. 6th question you hit, you are already hitting the 90th, 94th percentile. And it's only a matter of time from there to move a little further to the 99th. Clear? Any doubts? Alright then, in case if you haven't joined the Telegram groups, this one takes you to the main Telegram channel of English Medium MBA Wallah, where you get every information about everything that you need to know about whatever we have to offer. If you are looking for a nice peer group where you can discuss with your folks, get comfortable with a bunch of ideas, solve doubts, communicate, discuss, rant, whatever it is, that's one for you. This is where I chip in and sometimes give you solutions for questions, or we have a discussion of everything that you need to know about quant. So scan the QRs, it will take you to the groups, do them, and in case you are already a part of it, you're technically done for the day. Best wishes.